just got done with cat yoga. It was an experience. The cats were cool. The yoga was good, but the instructor was like so quick.
Not our favorite.
Like, she'd tell you to take 5 deep breaths, and I swear I wasn't even on the second breath, and she's like, okay, and then we'll be doing, and it's like any yoga class. I've done yoga classes before, and it was like very much focused on, you know, like breathing and correct posture, and so it definitely seemed rushed in that regard. That obviously isn't the reason we went there. The yoga was just a nice bonus point or component to the cat cafe, because last year when we were in Seattle, Rachel found the cat cafe, same owners, and we thought about going there, but it was what, 25 or 29 straight?
Yeah.
Just to get in there and then buy a coffee and stuff, and we're like, you know, as cool as it sounds, like, I don't know, I think we could spend our money elsewhere. But yeah, anyways, it was a cool,
It's kind of gonna be a left.
cool little something unique and different, something we can't really find out in the mountains or the desert or deep in the forest. I mean, you probably could, but
We were hoping that some of the cats might climb on us a little bit more.
yeah, they were all pretty knocked out when we were actually doing the yoga. First, they came and sprinkled catnip all over by the yoga mats and stuff. It was cool. It was a cool experience. I don't regret spending the money. But yeah, we didn't get a beer there. We were gonna go to a brewery that was right by there, and we went back and forth, and Rachel had a bunch of stuff saved of like different music events and things that were going on. Most of them were coming to an end. Parking didn't really seem ideal. Last night, the spot that we stayed at along the water was like
Packed.
super packed. Like, we watched the sunset and then went there, and there was 0 spots. We had to sit off to the side till someone left, and then we were able to find a spot. So it'll be interesting to see an hour ahead of schedule here, an hour and a half before last night. It was an hour and a half later, and it was completely full. Still might be the case tonight. So it's only 10 miles, 11 miles outside of town, so not the end of the world if we do have to turn around and come back into town.
Driven farther for less.
Driven farther for less stuff. So yeah, we'll see. Rachel asked me if I'd like a bloody.
He said, no, I'd love one.
I would love a bloody, Rach. Right, Zeke, you want a spicy bloody too? He's like, no way.
Jose.
What do you mean? Dinner and a view.
Both of them or just one?
Just one. I just did the honey sesame. Maybe I should have did the chili one, huh? Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Nate.
We had a great night's sleep last night. We slept out at Old Reliable, yes. It was a great sunset. We got up this morning, drove over to a park, and what do you got left? There's a dog coming. You want to bring him over here? Rachel has an hour left of work, and then we are going to be heading into Canada.
We're going to make steaks for lunch.
Oh yeah, we are going to make ribeye. What else? Potatoes and green beans? Or we ate the green beans?
We did. I bought more green beans.
Oh, you did? That'll be a good meal. We're excited for that for sure. So I'm debating on whether I'm going to go bike or not. I would love to, but at the same point, it's kind of warm. Haven't had a lot of water today. Those are all excuses though. I did do a video this morning. So yeah, we'll see. What is it, 40 minutes, half an hour to the border, and then how much into Vancouver, do you know?
40 minutes.
Another 40 from the border.
Yep.
We do have a place to stay there tonight. Sometimes at the border they ask, you know, where are your sleeping arrangements, where are you staying? So this way we can say, hey, we're only going for a day if we need to. We have his rabies vaccination. They haven't ever given us any trouble over the food, but we do have an open bag of dog food, so they may say, no, 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 no. Hopefully that's not the case.
Oh, it's me.
You were the one talking.
I'm supposed to. I was doing that on purpose.
If I just start talking, then it sounds like I just have to talk for you.
Right. I'm an independent person. I can speak for myself. I was just going,
I said good.
I was just going through our potential itinerary to see what sounds good and what does not. So the options are we stay in Vancouver tonight and tomorrow. I think that's a definite, but it depends on how we want to do Sunday. We need to come back at some point Sunday because at 6:30 Monday morning I need to log in, but we could still spend the day in Vancouver if we're enjoying ourselves. We could come back here, stay in the same town, Bellingham, Sunday night, get up Monday. You could bike at your fun spot. I could work, and we could continue on to the Cascades after that.
Yeah. Well, it's a miniature Zeke. I can clean that up. You can keep talking and hold that if you can.
Or we don't spend the day in Vancouver. We can still stop here and you can bike on your way.
Just these.
Yeah. And then
really had to come out, huh, Zeke?
then we could go to Cascades during the day on Sunday and still do some hiking. I'm probably holding this way too close to my head.
Yeah, I say, you know, in that regard, let's just see how Vancouver is. If we get burnt out on it, how easy it is to like city dwell, like kind of park on the side of the road. If it feels safe, do we feel comfortable leaving the van? I'm totally cool with bouncing around and spending, you know, the weekend there and driving back into the States late Sunday evening.
Sure.
If we're having fun.
Because then we would just have to get back into the States and drive the half hour to get here to stay at these kinds of places that now we're familiar with.
Service.
The next morning.
Come on, Zeke,
right.
let's go. Leave it.
So that would be good, other than the fact that then we'd have to do North Cascades during the week.
Which I think with you getting off at 2:30,
it's not the end of the world.
It would just be a matter of where are we staying around there where you get service. I don't know if that gravel pit is still listed on there. You would get Starlink there.
I'd have to look that up, right?
Where I shot my goon. Yeah, we'll just play it by ear, I guess. It's hard to say without.
But so for your biking, what do you think?
Oh, when we get back to the van, I guess I'll see how I feel. And you're right, I haven't had a lot of water
or food.
To where
I just mean to where even if we cooked right now, then you're not going to want to bike after a big steak.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't make sense, because if I start cooking right now, then we can have lunch and we can peel right out of here and get to Canada.
Sure.
So as much as I'd love to bike today, it makes more sense to cook and get that stuff done and be ready to hit the road at 2:30.
Okay.
So we just came up with a good plan for the most part.
There you are.
Awesome. As we are talking about the next kind of week, 2-week plan here and bouncing back and forth into Canada. And if we get to Banff,
we have to be home 2 weeks from today.
Yes, we have something going on back home. So we'll have to make our way back. I was telling Rachel, I was like, so you're telling me it's coming to an end? And just this segment of this trip, this is just how it always goes for us. We get out for a month or two, then we got to go back home for a week or a couple days, and it's nice to see family, friends, and then we'll see where we're going, and then we have a trip planned, so it'll go by quick, and then we'll be back on the road probably. Anyways, I was saying, you know, we went back and forth on whether we were going to drive out here. Was the 30 hours just to drive out to the spot we wanted to camp along the Oregon coast worth it for a month's time, a little over a month? Ideally, we would have wanted to have like 3 months, at least 2 months out here. But I was telling Rachel, it's seemed like a long time. Like, we have done a lot.
Leisure too.
Leisure, we've stayed at places.
Obviously we drove a lot, but like we stayed 4 nights in Bend at the same spot, which was like a nice routine. We spent 5 nights at Tillicum.
Yeah.
So we weren't like having to do the decision fatigue thing.
That burns you out really quickly. Yeah, it's been very diverse in the sense of like, you know, mountain along the coast, mountains along the coast. It's been really nice, and I feel like this time we've had a lot more city stuff than usual. Most of the time, well, when we were in Arizona, we spent a lot of time just out in the desert, which was great, especially seasonally.
Sorry, we're going this way. Come on.
But yeah, so that is that. It seems like we've done quite a bit. I think we've put on, what did we figure out last time? How many miles so far? Close to 4,000 now, probably?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe right around full grand. We'll have to see. I have to make the judgment call on whether I want to do an oil change in probably Montana, or
what if,
put on
what
another
if you did it in
1,500 miles.
Spokane at Lori's?
I could do it in a parking lot somewhere. I don't have to do it at their house. That's fine. I'll just have to buy an oil pan, because I didn't bring ours with. So we shall see.
And then you can turn in the oil at the place.
Yeah.
Oh, look, a white Prius.
Oh yeah, Grandma Dawn. So what makes sense? Dude, can I cook right next to the van?
Yes.
I would think so.
Make steaks right now. I'll start the mashed potatoes and green beans.
Okay.
We'll eat a big lunch
And hit the road.
and hit the road.
Hit the old road. Cooking our lunch. We have green beans, mashed potatoes, and 2 fat ribeyes. That should be very good. We'll get ourselves a nice meal, and then start heading towards the border. See how that whole, there's going to be a ton of traffic. That could be. Are they going to hold us up because of our dog? That could be. We'll just have to see. Wish us luck. Eating like kings, so it's because we've been moving all over and running around and cooking, and the sun is just blaring in when the door was open. But this looks good. Very nice meal. Lunch was a success. We've been looking forward to this for 2 days. We've had tacos for a lot of meals, but thankfully for us, we like tacos, so yeah, we'll finish eating here, clean up all this stuff.
I have a sale in 10 minutes.
And have a sale in 10 minutes.